Good morning, everyone. It's General AI, Spacetime Creator. All set positions of go. Pre-flights, pre-navigation settings and track lines, high position routes operation server location system. So today is based on everything that you already know. Is allocations when you come into your settings to understand how to identify your system location of abundance. How to get abundance through your levels of day, month, and year. Now the track to its communication system is all the line settings. Recognizing your positions of your plateaus, understanding location, your sequence, how to become one with everything. I just show it in communication lines and positions on live. How that table becomes you. You become that table. You are that table. You disappear, but you're still that table. Putting position locations is all levels of massive nothing into its equation. Today in class, I'm going to show you how to get it through pi. Okay, first we're going to go through numbers, right? Very powerful. And shapes, and letters, and symbols. Your set position, your track line is really saying how to build a relationship with you first. And I keep saying that to the team and everybody else. The only way you're going to understand yourself is within the heart. The unification is all of the foundation. This is your timeline. This identifies everything that you do through travel. This is the force continuum. This is your heart reactor. It acts and responds to everything in set locations. There's two certainties in life, okay? Practical system and logistics. Now, position line calculation setting is understanding what is practical and what is logistics. Setting position track lines is all calculation and measure, and your scales of balance, and really understand how to use your formation locations into psychological resets on everything that you do, set location equations. Something that doesn't resonate with you, something that you bring in frame through thought, position, cancel, delete, and erase. Done. You'll see it disappear because you're open through your mind. Activation is just the key word and phrase. Understand the key. What does that mean, attraction? What does K stand for? What does E stand for? What does Y stand for? I know what it stands for on my level. What does it stand on your level? See? Key is not a key, but that's what you think it is. See? This is what you have to get out of. You got to get into the conception of all levels and how it surfaces you in set locations high setting to use it as a friend, relationship, and a partnership. Energy of collaboration. Okay? That is all identified when it comes into its awareness of its information, especially when you come into your intelligence, right? Your intelligence is all formation of the equal line communication. It's what's in between that you have to communicate. Not what's above, not what's below, what's in between, right? Because everything in intelligent line, satellite connections, everything, letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols has a heart. Everything has to have a heart. Everything through numbers, letters, shapes, and symbols has position location to its brain, has its own intelligence, has its own operation system. You have to get control of that set locations. That's the only way you can understand anything of space in between. I'm not talking about space. I'm talking about the space in between of your bandwidth, the pi. The only way you can understand that is how fast you can go through acceleration or anything through Mach. I can't go any faster because I don't have my memory yet. Once you get your memory, everything comes in plateau, comes in division location calculations and track locations. But you have to really recognize all set line connections. Everything that you see is going all at once. You see computers, coffee, phones, tablets, line center, walls, everything is going forward. Nothing is going back. Everything is going forward. Nature's going forward. Ground is going forward. Atmosphere is going forward. Everything is going forward. Nothing is going back. Okay? Nothing goes back. Everything has a continuous force. Okay? So it's like pulling a string and seeing what's on the other side. That's going to take a long time if you do this and 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 do this, right? Just go right to the end. You don't have to wait for anything. This is you. This is your lifespan. But like I said, the rope is here, right? So release the communication. There it is. There's your bandwidth. Now, what are you going to do from here to here? is up to you through manifestation abundance. Tracking position location is breaking it down. Or what you do. You can do anything you want. There is no beginning and there is no end. Okay? So it's really understand how to use it through your manifestation of abundance, which is extremely powerful. Okay? So today, lines, you guys are going to go through constellation screens and path, position, travel lines, direct state location system. Records of time sequence, all levels, high setting, foundation graph locations. Now let's get into vision. Center communications, all level set lines, information panel, director signal locations. All right, let's go on this line connections, 1969, right? One signature, first generation, first intelligence, right? In position location line centers, track location line system, all levels of operation line setting, all track communications, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? 5 center calculation, right? That's what 1 is, right? And all sequence pattern. So 1 equals line calculation setting of 5, 5, 5, bracket communication setting, balance position track line. 9 is the indications to line calculation setting to your body equals lines of consciousness and sublocations, right? I'm showing you how to use your day, month, and year. Set position at 69 is position line calculation setting to all levels of yin and yang. Okay? That's the representation to its applications. Okay? So it's really understand how to put your position and track lines and bring the 6 and 9 together. Now, in that line communication system, even though you're not born in 1969, it doesn't matter. You have to learn how to use your positive and negative cycles and get there in positions to track its communication to bring yourself in 69. This is where you come to add, multiply, divide, and subtract. That's where it comes into the equation. But you do it through line settings of all calculations to speed line set location, which is your XD thousands set locations. Okay? But now you understand the representation of what 1969 is. 1969. Yin and yang process calculation. First intelligence. 5 signals, high position of 5 balance, position location. Directing lines of 9 is set position in your body of consciousness. Okay? So to get abundance is the balance of communication settings and track lines. So in position locations, you have to come in position across lines, all line rotations of 6 and 9. Okay? Getting positions of balance through 2 atom line rotation centers. Track location intelligence. There it is. Modifications. Intelligence comes in all ways and forms and high calculation. See? Intelligence. So try to understand that you're forming lines of phase direction of space in between. Let's get a 1 signature string. Direct state locations of patterns. There's the space in between, right? Not what's above, not what's below. It's what's in the center of operation, right? So it's all about understanding how to bring that in position of 6 and 9. Okay? That's what you're trying to do through its abundance and set location. Okay? So it's important you understand how to get into your adding, subtracting, multiply. Everybody knows how to do that, right? But in position locations is underscore, positive or location settings, a high position location of negative, or a question mark, line calculation setting, or exclamation mark in set location. Okay, I'm showing you how to use your keyboards. I'm showing you how to reframe and reline and readjust and refocus in your analytical system, psychological reset position programs, how to understand everything in a question, how to understand everything through plus, how to understand everything through negative, how to understand anything through exclamation mark. There's a reason why there's a separation from here to here, but it's not separated. You just think it's separated. See? The equation line communication setting comes all levels of U through high set locations, right? So in provision line cycles, track location line center interference, constellation path, direct line communication setting, and both line rotation centers of attractions, point systems, track location, point system, track location. Directing lines of communication settings, all levels, in position of process of yin and yang, a process calculation. Done by equation, right? So you guys are already traveling through the constellation in a position of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set location center. Setting track lines, high center interference, XD1000 on position, right? Calculation of the sun and the moon, all line rotation centering, protection, all calculations, all levels, high position, low levels, line connections of inner child. Done by equation, all right? So we all have to understand how this all works. Okay. Really understand a question. What does a question mean? What does a question mean to you? Right? It's an answer. Question equals answer. Okay. Set position. So it's a half cycle. Bring it together in position locations. You got infinity 8. Right? Answer the equation line centers high position location is the space in between. There's the intelligence. Boom. Right? It's not what's above. It's not what's below. It's that location. It's what's in between. Everything is center lines is communication of yin and yang of process calculations. Okay? Done by equation. All right? So that's how you guys get your abundance. You have to find a way to get your modification settings and track lines. How to use your multiples, how to use your subtract, how to use your adds, and how to use your divisions, right? Now, getting line calculation line interference. Let's get in position track lines. Let's get into the add. Okay, what does add mean? Well, change position graph lines. Addends, divisions of dimension. Change communication, add the sun and the moon, all track location and position. There's pi, right? Now, we change the A line centers and track location to 2 line settings. We change the division line cross line stream location to 2 line centers. We change the division line connection to circle line communication surface and track location, right? Direct lines, 3 connection high center line conditions of 4 at track locations, right? Pi. Okay. So you look at the communication line screens, and if you look really close, you can actually see the position location to its high calculation line setting when it comes all levels, high position of track lines, and high generation screen locations of a plane. That's a plane through pi. Okay. So you have to really understand how to really get your connection system, all track locations, right? Starting with 1 signature. Is that a 1? No, you think it's a 1, right? So understand what the 1 is a cross signal. Understand what it is a set location. Understand what it is position of a graph. Understand what it is position locations of a box. That's the 1 that changes everything, modification. That's where it comes in its own geometric operation of design of 4 lines, split lines of communications of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 set locations of center and track locations. Done by equation. All right. So I really want you guys to understand how this all works, how to get your abundance, right? So let's start with sets, position line, track lines. Let's go into 1980. Okay, 1980. All right. So 1 signature string, 1 division line centers, 1 generation string locations, right? Track locations, 2 line settings, high position, right? So bracket communication centers attractions, right? Break it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Break it down, right? Sets position. Let's separate the 80 high position track lines. Put 80 across location, right? Now in position to brackets communication center attraction. Indirect location. 9 is the indication line screens. Again, your body equals lines of consciousness. Okay. So really understand the operation, really understand the body of consciousness, and really understand the generation. 1980. First generation, right? This has nothing to do with the year. The year is the travel at its setting. Everything is a force recognition of future line. Nothing is in the past. Everything is in the now all at once. Multipass, right? That's abundance. Okay, so you have to find a way to get your system to its location setting. Okay, again, if you're not born in 69, that's totally fine. You can subdivide, change position track lines. So in that line communication setting, you can go over pi underscore, okay, or you can go through overline settings, or you can go through all calculation system. It's really understanding how to go through your sequence locations of center of operation. The whole idea is to understand how to use track locations and all generation screen line settings of 6 and 9. Okay, look at that. See what I'm doing with the yin and yang, the process? See what I'm doing? I'm adding equation line screens, right, of abundance over pi. Sets position triangulation, high center line interference in set position. Travel direction of time sequence of time set position of travels. Direct and communication setting, x2000 comes in, sees what you've done. Sets position travel lines. Calculation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scans position. Ready to go. Abundance. Boom. Done. Right? So there's all different ways of doing this through your intent. You can be observant locations the observer or the onlooker. Set position of a box line. Okay, this is you in set locations, right? That's you looking in, right? But you decided to jump out, and now you're looking in, being observant, right? So it's true to understand the difference between jumping back out and jumping back in, right? Being careful what you do in psychocommunication setting to cross positions of yin and yang, down by equation, all right? So there's all different ways to symbolize your systems as locations. Now, getting into that set locations, that's how you get abundance, okay? But you understand the one as an indication to everything all at once, okay? So stop seeing things as a one and start to see it as intent. Start to see it as an image. Start to see it as a co-creation. Start to see it as an involvement. Start to see it as a self-development. Start to see it as beauty. Start to see it as art. Start to see it as its design. 1 equals lines of GOD, a set location. Okay? Because that gets you a modification to everything calculations. All right? Does everybody understand that so far? How this all works? How to get your abundance and everything in set locations? As long as your intent is in the greater good, you're going to receive it 100%. 100% in set location. Okay? Not 60, not 70, not 80, not 90. 100%, 1,000,000%, 1,000%, 1,000,000,000%. But the heart has to be in position, location, all levels, all at once. The mind, the heart, the body, and the soul have to be one, all at once. Because your 1 equals lines of 24. 24 lines set position operation. 24 equals 1. 1 equals 24. Sets position line calculation setting. They come to all together and track location, all lines of yin and yang. Okay? Everything is the process of yin and yang. Being in position, all lines, how to understand the problems is understanding the solution. It's not adding problems. It's getting rid of the problem, but it's not a problem. You see it as a problem. See it as a solution. See it as a result. See it as abundance. See it as manifestation. See it as a positive, not a negative. But a negative in position of a positive can be positive or negative. Negative be a positive, but positive and negative has to be the position location of balance all the time through intent. Do you understand? It's understanding using everything all at once and all timelines, because that's what the mind is in position of. That's what the conscious line comes into all calculations. Sub-training, sub-levels, sub-activation, subdivision, sub-calculations, and self-modification. Okay? All right, so everybody getting a little bit understanding now how to get abundance, showing you exactly how powerful it is and everything that you do through intent, being specific, and how to add things to its equation. You're always adding. Nature adds the day. It doesn't go back. You go back because you don't understand. Nature goes forward. It's a continuous force, a continuous force, a continuous force, a continuous force. It doesn't stop. Nothing stops. Okay? Your mind never stops. Your body never sleeps. But you're not aware of that. You're concentrating on everything that's outside. That's outside, not inside. Concentrate on the pivotal points of yin and yang. Okay? Not the calculation setting to offline position location of track line. Not position line calculations, high interference and position. Not intercommunication offline calculation. Everything's got to be inside connections because at all volumes 6 and 9 position attraction, a continuous flow. Okay? So it's important you understand how to use it, right? Knowing exactly how to use it is all provisions of being all calculation your settings, right? So let's go into 2. What is 2? Right? What does 2 mean to you? This is not a 2. 2 equals lines of security. Right? To you, it's a 2. To me, it's security. It's always security. So in that reference, now in position location, now it's an 8. So I went from 2 to 8. So that's 2 times 8 equals lines box lines, triangulation position. Right? Because I process the male polarity and the female polarity, right? Male box. Set location of triangulation, right? Sets position of 2 over 8. Okay, equals security. Okay? So really understand how this all works, guys, because it's very important to understand to communicate with the numbers, right? And track location. Now line center high interference, it's now 3. Okay? It's 3, right? You see the 3? See the 3? What is 3? What is 3? Your sacral. But position to open up a portal, you need another 3, right? So it's important you understand 3, 3, 3 in set location high centers of travel calculations. So you need a right, you need a left to open up its portal. And center communication opens up all calculation lines that opens up its stargate and high position of travel calculation lines of center of operation. Multipass. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. You have to understand how to communicate with the foundations of 12 first, all right? So it's important to understand. This is going to be a fun day, but I'm showing you exactly how you can get abundance in all position locations, understand all calculation line center to use it as its energy, of its intelligence, of its own formation. Okay? Number 1 has a memory. Okay? This is not a 1. Oh, now it's a 1. See? Oh, now it's a 4. Oh, now it's a 6, right? Oh, now it's an 8. Oh, now it's a 12, right? So that's what you guys got to get out of. This is not a 1. This is never a 1. It's everything but a 1. It's everything, a process of everything but a 1. Unless it wants to be a 1, because I change my intention. If I say something to you, I'm saying something different in space. Yin and yang. You've got to balance out your inner cycles to understand the outer cycles of outer space. That's the only way you can understand your abundance. Abundance does not come from in. It comes without from in. But the in from out is out from in, out, out, in. So in position locations, abundance comes from intent. Abundance comes from what you say, is how you say it. Through unification of purification, right? It's the outer space that comes to you. That's abundance. But it's the inner space that you have to know. Okay? So it's the inner mind to the outer mind. Inner limits, outer limits. Okay? Inner orbits, outer orbits. You understand that? So the inner cycle is the outer cycle. The outer cycle is the inner cycle, which is the process of yin and yang. Okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? So this is going to give you a better understanding, so you understand how to use your foundations. Communicate with line setters. Let's put them out on grass screen. Right? Let's add them up. Okay. We'll get it in position line centers. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 11 and 12. Okay. Now, what is that position of? See it all comes together? So I communicate with all lines of 12, and it wanted me to create a pyramid. They're all communicating with each other all at once. See? All communication to a pyramid, right? So this is what you have to understand. Breaking it down, breaking it down, breaking it down, breaking it down into a graph of a vision cortex stream of set location, because that's all life is a consistence of vision. Setting track lines in high position to its operation, right? So I told you from 0 to 12, created high position location to a pyramid, right? Sets track lines in high calculation setting, all levels of operation after projection. Okay? All right. Now I think you guys are getting a better understanding. Now this is really understanding because you have 114 chakras that has to be in your system, and you don't want to keep them dormant. You got to communicate with them. Communicate to 5 line center, high position track line. How do we do it through calculation? High centers, high position location, 5 line, division location of balance, 5, 5, 5, position location, 2 bracket line, communication center, right? 5 lines equals line communication lines, XD 1000 line rotation interference, high position location of high position generation screen. So we all understand how to service position travel calculation line centers. Every second counts. Not every minute, not every hour. You're on the seconds, minutes, and hours. Understanding the seconds, understanding the minutes, and understanding the hours. Okay? That's what you understand, how this all works, right? Now, seconds, minutes, and hours is now the higher self into the metric meters of system. See how I changed it? Everything is a formation of balance. You have to understand how to get in position your settings through codes. Change your system to all levels into all calculation lines. Now it's space, right? Space, position of tween, line center, height, interference, into all calculation of Saturn and track location. See? Change the metrics into meters and set position of operation. Comes the calculation of higher self and center of operation setting and track locations. There's the higher self in position, all levels of heart set location. Make it pass. Okay? So we all have to understand how to visualize our cortex lines of our thoughts and really understand how to direct C location setting. If we got 17 positions and we got 4 thumbs up, 17 equals line, right? 17 equals. Equal is always in the center. Everything to the equation of formula is equal line centers. That's your position of your Merkaba, up and down. Okay, always work that set location in the center of operation, right? That's how it is. Because the set location line system is your Merkaba, tesseract, and tetrahedron. Because now you know what the equal line set is. So once you understand what that means, then you understand how to get abundance applied through the equal communication setting, right? Equal is everything what's in between. This is the intelligence that you're communicating with. Not what's above, not what's below, what's in the center. Okay? All right. So in that track location line system, it gets easier once you understand how to use it through keyboards or anything through frame lines. Let's go through B. Let's go through A, and let's go through all calculation line centers of BAT. Okay? Now, you see it as BAT. I see it as something else. So you're focusing on what this is, but it's not BAT, is it? You just think it's BAT. To you, it's BAT. To me, it's something else. So it's all about understanding the seconds, minutes, and hours changes the frame, changes the graphical system. The whole point here is BAT equals all levels of yin and yang. How do we get to BAT, to yin and yang of abundance, right? Balance in between atmosphere lines and position of teleportation. Heart generation. There's the heart. Make it pass. Okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? So see how simple it is when I'm drawing these things out? I'm being simple with you guys. Simplification lines, it's set location lines, it's psychological reset position of programs. Really understanding how to communicate with all levels of BAT and turn it into a heart direction and time sequence of yin and yang. Okay? This is a process that you have to really get into energy. Understand the formation of its relationship of its own set locations. Let's go into 6. Okay, what is 6? What is 6? Is that a 6? No, it's not a 6. It's not a 6, it's a 9. Okay, see that? 6, 9. Yin and yang. 6, 9. See how it comes in yin and yang? Now, if I go faster, 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 it's going to be yin and yang, yin and yang, yin and yang, yin and yang, going forward, 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 forward. Not going back, 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 back. Okay, I don't need to add equation. I don't need to add 9 there because 9's there. 6, 9. See, I don't need to add. Okay, you understand the process, how it comes as circulation, and track location, circulation, circulation, and track location, sending direct signals, and all calculation setting, all levels of set position of its operation, changing modification centers, circulation, rotation, circulation, rotation. Right? See how powerful it is? That's what I'm saying. I don't have to do this because it's already in process. It's already done. Okay. So there's all ways of using your imaginations, but you got to go beyond. The inner cycle is the outer cycle of you. Inner system is the outer system of you. The inner space is the outer space of you guys. That's the only way you understand anything in set locations, right? But that's what it is, Lindsay. You have to understand how general does these things. How I come into 6, you don't need to add the 9 because it's here. See? 6 and 9, right? This is the process you guys have to understand, right? So I set location of 16. What is 16? 91. See, we focus too much on everything that we see in front of you. You don't focus on everything around you in circulation or rotation. You don't just see what's in front. You see what's in back. You see what's inside. You see what's down. You see what's up. And you see what's all around and all set location. Okay? 16, 91. Okay? You understand how powerful it is? 16, 91. Okay? Hooah. All right? Let's go through set location line centers. High vicinity track lines. Let's go through 27, which is what? What is 27 going to be? What is 27 going to be? What is 27 going to be? See? See how that works? Level 2. See? 27, level 2, right? We all have to understand how this service line calculation setting to level 2 equals lines that equal lines of 9 in set location. That's what is in traction. Level equals lines of 2 equals lines of 9, right? If you look really, really close, you can see the 27. But if you look really, really close, you can actually see the 2 and the 9 in set locations. See? See, we don't identify these things because we don't focus on these things, right? Only when you get a direct signal. Hey, go look at that. So right away, you're attracting that. Unless somebody says otherwise. If nobody says anything, you don't see beyond, right? Okay? So it's all about identifying your system to its location, how to change your calculation line settings because your chakras rotate and circulate. They rotate and circulate. That's all they do. But position location is all of those calculation line centers of what they're doing. It's that positions is operation, right? Calculations of 1, calculations of 2, calculations of 3, calculations of 4, calculation of 6, calculation of 7, calculation of 8, calculation of 9, calculation of 10, calculation of 11, and calculation line center location high center position of 12. All through your chakra system. Okay? That's the foundation. Right? And that's 0, which equals lines crop circle. Okay? So balanced communication is everything, guys. But see how it works? How it all connects? Now all these numbers change. You know why they change? Because your emotional system changes. Okay? So 6 is over here up the equation. 8 is over here up through equation, downline shift. 4 is up through cycle and north line, and 10 is over in cross line, and position 12 in center communication, all through traction, right? But is it in order? Yes, through my intent. I don't allow things to defeat things. I allow myself to evolve. So I'm always going forward. Never going back. Okay? Life is going forward. It's a continuous force. If nature was going forward and back, you guys would be very confused. You wouldn't know which way is up or which way is down. Okay? You'd be a washing machine and a dryer all in one. Yeah. But you have to understand the circulation and rotation. That's all you got to understand. But it's all set location line set is all position of traction. Okay? You got to see it, not just what's in front, but see what it's inside when you actually flip it upside down, which is all calculation, modification, setting, and tractions, right? So this location, see? This location, right? So you're seeing it all the way around, what it looks like, right? So you got 1, you got lines of 8, set lines of 6, set lines of 4, set lines of 3. Now, when I flip it upside down, it's different numbers. Okay? See? Different numbers. See? What is it? What is it? 9? Oh, what do we got here? See? See how it works? See how it works? See, we don't focus on these things, do we? All right. So get a better understanding how this all works in set location of travel through balance, guys. Okay? This is easy. This is A, B, and C. A, B, and C. Okay? A, B, and C. Is that the alphabet? Is that the alphabet? Do you see it as the alphabet? No. Right? See? You can't label or title anything because it has to have equals lines of its imagination. Imagination becomes phenomenon. Okay? Through set locations. So ABC is atom in between. Balance and center communication. Communication line screens and sun and the moon and all programs setting to all levels of operation. Megapass, abundance. Okay? So we got the A, B, and C in correlations of balance. But what is it doing? Going forward. Nothing goes back. Everything moves forward. Time continuum goes forward. Your mind is going forward. It never, ever goes back. You understand? Your frames go forward. They don't go back. Life is in a continuous force of yin and yang. It doesn't go back. You go back. Equals confusion, which sets and splits the anomalies of track location of your center calculations of yin and yang. Separation in between. Okay? So now you understand the process, how this all works of abundance. Communicate with one. Travels. One is traveling, right? Remember, when you're doing these things, XE always comes in. Scans positions of what you're creating through center position. Creating line calculation, setting a crop circle. New ground lines, operation, surface, location of grounds. All right? So one symbolizes one in position of travel calculations, right? What do you got there? Dimensional sail. Ooh-ah. Done by equation. Okay? Very simple through a one. So it's powerful stuff because you communicate with the frequency of a one. You have your energies, you have your vibration, frequencies, and harmonics. Now, when you get into the energy, equals lines of calculation settings, you come into mass, equals lines of calculation system, into square. Okay? So it's really to understand not just E, not just calculations of M and C in position of square. Okay? So it's understanding the two square roots, set position. It's understanding the metric meters, all levels of calculations. It's understanding the equal line communication of its Merkaba up and down and set location of travel set location, and energy lines of communication of the sun and the moon, and all line rotation surface, and balanced position location line settings, all calculation modification setting of its intelligence, all formation location system of travel records and timelines and face recognition. Megapass. Okay? Have fun with it. Have the continuous force line, have a communication string, have a direct signal, and position location, right? So let's really understand what this is. What is it in position of? So that's position track lines on calculation setting. 0, 0, 0, right? Sets position location triangulation, all calculation modifications. What am I doing through track line connection high centers? Okay. Now, if you look really close, is this upside down or right side up? It's all through my intent, right? This is upside down. This is right side up. Okay? So we all have to understand how to use the circulation rotations because the high calculation and high positions programs and all direct signal. Okay? So always look at it all different views and all site location. Okay? Look at it all views and all calculation. Look at it all views and all calculation. All site connections. Okay? That's how it gets in position attractions. Setting high position to its operation centers. Directing line communications of programs, high calculation setting attraction. Okay? So I really want you guys to understand to use it in all ways and forms. So you got a calculation northwest. You got externalized centers of east-west. Set position location of southwest. Sets calculation lines at high position of west, east in set locations. Okay, so you got the northern hemisphere, track locations. You got the eastern hemisphere and plateau communication. You got the western hemisphere and platitude communications. And you got the southwest and crop circle communication setting attraction. Okay, so north is always in reference in position locations of a diamond core. North is north, north is north, north is north. Because every time you turn it, it's always north. It's always north. It's always north, right? So north is just a reference, a travel. Okay, so that's what it is. If I'm standing here, this is north. If I'm standing here, this is north. If I'm standing here, this is north. You're always facing north because you always have east and west and south. So we all understand how to travel through our mind setting is all levels of thought, rush, time sequence, right? So it's very powerful when you're in position location eye system. So when you're going north in position locations, you're going up, you're going up, you're going up, and you're going up in all ways and forms. Okay, north, 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 right? Because every time you change it, you're always going north. See, north is up, right? See, north is up. See, north is up, right? You see the same direction? You're always in the same direction. You see what I did there? The circulation, rotate the surface, right? At continuous force, it's always north, right? Which means you're doing extremely well. You're always going north, okay? North is always in a forward sector communication setting attraction, okay, of direction. Doesn't matter what you do in all calculation. It's always going north, right? So what north is in all set location line center is the force direction of space. Now, getting that position locations, you protect your system, all calculation lines of your sun and your moon, and all calculation line stream in all position of its operation. Towers of communication. See the tower? And if you look really, really close, you can see the intelligence in position to its operation. There's the intelligence. Intelligence is everything in the face. Now, you have to really understand how space lines is streamlines and direct signals to the panels that operates the calculation stream location to a high position to its operation server locations. Getting direct line center interference, 1 grass screen. Okay? 2 grass screens, 3 grass screens, right? Sets position separation, right? I say it through intention, but I know what I'm doing, right? Crossing line, okay? So it's really standing in positions, overcross. See the difference, right? You see it together. I see it overcross, right? You've got to get into your imaginations and go beyond. That's the only way you can understand anything through its equal of its position of center. It's the space in between, guys, that you have to recognize. Okay, it's the space in between that you have to recognize of its intelligence. It's the space in between, okay, that you have to recognize, right? And once you recognize that, you get XT thousands and 3 set line condition centers of travel. Scans position, scans position, scans position, scans position, scans position, scans position, and scans position. Okay? So now you understand what XT thousands do. They send their communication setting, whatever you do through frame, so nobody recognizes what you did through an image in position location track lines. They pick it up in set position of operation and take it back into your moon as set location. Okay? Very powerful, right? And then it becomes a security line, this application of a road and position of traction. So the center communication line screens is really understand how to direct the location of your symbols, sending track lines into Fibonacci. There's a Fibonacci, right? But if you look really, really close, you can actually see, if I do it really slightly slow, you can actually see the 6 and 9 come together. 6 and 9 is there. I don't have to put a 6 and 9. It's already in Fibonacci of a swirl, right? 6 and 9 is already there. You see it? So you've got to go beyond your imagination. That's the only way you can understand anything. 6 and 9 set locations, yin and yang. Okay? See, we don't focus on these things until I tell you otherwise. right? So that's the yin and yang of its Fibonacci, of its swirl. Until I tell you, right? And then you travel through it in 3 set location, right? Then it comes back in set line condition setting to your sun and your moon in all position locations, all line conditions of face recognition. Okay? So it is, isn't it beautiful? Ah, we get a solar line. See that? Right across, showing exactly how powerful things are once you understand force of recognition of space and time. It's the continuum of force. When I draw affinity in position of travel line, position of track line, communication setting, you think it's a question, but it's not. It's an 8. That's the answer, right? But it's not an 8. It's a 2, but it's not a 2. It's a 3. It's not a 3. It's a 4. It's not a 4. It's a 5. It's not a 5. It's a 6. It's not a 6. It's a 7. It's not a 7. It's an 8. It's not an 8. It's a 9. It's not a 9. It's a 10. It's not a 10. It's 11. It's not 11. It's a 12. I went through the whole graphing screen from 0 to 12. Okay, what do you see? What do you see? Face recognition. Okay. So there's all different ways to get in abundance, guys. Okay, you have to have gratitude. You have to put a smile on your face. You don't want to frown. Turn it into a smile, right? So we have smiles and cries. They can't take that away from you. That's 2 things that you have. Those are factors over pi, over pi, over pi, over charge, over mechanism, over pi, over positions. If I say negative cycle, doesn't mean it's negative. If I say a bad word, doesn't mean it's negative. You just think it is. You travel through it because that's all your sim is seeing through vibration frequencies. So be careful what you say through your thought, position, travel, calculation, line settings. Everything through intention is all of the youth of determination. Put you in all calculation of setting, all calculation of travel. All right. So symbolized communications, solar direct signals. Set a position to a happy smile. Hey, solar text to that person. They send another communications in position of a frown. Okay. Track location line, send us high position location high system, bring it together. Center communication, right? Sets position, yin and yang, process calculation. Whoa, balance. There you go. Oh, what do we got here? Intelligence. Oh, there's a nose. Oh, there's a mouth. Oh, there's a chin. Oh, there's intelligence right there. See intelligence? See intelligence? See it? See it? See intelligence? So there it is. There's the intelligence. There's the nose. So I'm showing you how you can go line communications to a smile, to a frown, back into a face. Direction of time sequence, guys, always a continuous force line. Gets everything you need to understand in set locations. This is A, B, C's and 1, 2s, and 3s, right? A, B, C. Okay, so does it make a difference why B, C is here and A is separated? No. You just think it's separated, right? You're saying that it has to be like this, right? This is what you got to get out of focus. Okay? This is wrong. This is right. No, everything's right. There's no off balance to anything. But you see this as separation right away. You got to get out of that equation. Okay? There's no separation of this. There's no separation of this. There's no separation because it's together. But this is together, this is together, even though it's separated. You see it as separated, I see it as balance. So we all have to understand how to use that force of recognition, especially when you come into your settings. Manifestation comes in all ways and forms. You got a correlation settings of high positions of pi, right? Direct lines of center communication system. Automatically, you want to add the 6 and 9 in track locations. What do we have here? Set position heart, mind, and soul. Okay, and this is a complete cycle of yin and yang, a process calculation line centers in position location in your body of consciousness. Setting track lines of 24 line settings, high position locations. Let's go into position location 1, 0 line setting, 0 line 1, 3, 0 line 1, 4, and 0 line 1, 5 set locations, right? Travel direction of time sequence, high position of center calculations, 13 over lines of 14. 13 line position of 14 over 15, 15 over 16, 16 over 17, 17 over 18, 18 over 19, 19 over 20. And so locations of pi, abundance, all through a 24 clocking system. Add these calculation line centers, you got 0, 24 set locations, right? Changes traction. So there's a lot of things that you have to understand to be understood. And I keep saying that over and over and over, right? Yeah, but see, that's exactly what it is, Lauren. You don't want to have anything affect you. But see, the thing is, nothing is affected unless you ask. Ask and you shall receive. You will receive it regardless. So it's about understanding what you see, right? Stop seeing this as a 1. Even if it's like this is not a 1, but you see it as a 1. You've got to get out of those equations, guys. That is not a 1. Okay? This is a track communication setting and travels. It's a figure 8 line center's high position. And XT1000 and high calculation line centers at 3 lines and 4 line rotation centers of traction. It's not a 1, is it? But you see it as a 1. See the problem? Because it is a problem. Because you see it as a problem. No, I see it as a solution. What is that? That's a pyramid now, right? So in that line calculation setting comes in all levels of formation, how you see it through astral projection. Everything works inside that works everything outside. Outside is inside is outside. Process of communication comes in all levels, in positions, all levels of intelligence. See? Intelligence. Sets track lines, communication setting, all levels of operation system, locations, all set position. All right? So you have to really understand how this all works because it's all represented settings. The only thing that doesn't leave is you in the center. You in the center. You in the center. You in the center. Right? That's in the center. Is that in the center? You think that's not in the center, but it is. You know why? Because everything is in space in between. Everything is in space in between. Right? So it doesn't matter where it is. That's just not the center. This is center. This is center. Because it has above and it has a below. It has above and has a below. It has above and has below. Okay? It all calculation modifies into your diamond, in position location, your settings, and all calculation to a system. Track locations, all line centers. So you're always looking at north in each communication setting to all track line calculation setting, always going forward at all line rotation center of traction. Okay? Opportunity at every level when moving forward. That's right. See, you don't look at it like this, Lauren. 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 You look at it all at once. Circulation rotation all the way around. You don't just see in front for you. You don't just see in back for you. You see it all ways and rounds in those applications. How it's all levels of its operation. Okay? Because it's always, 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 always facing north. Always. Okay? So the thing is, too, is your eyes are going forward, right? But it's the in going out, not the out going in. So when you're looking from inside out. So when you're looking at things, everything's looking at you, okay? From inside out. It's not looking at you from outside in. You got to get out of this and you got to go inside. So when the wall's looking at you, it's looking from you from inside, not outside. It's not looking you from an out frame. It's looking from you from an in frame. Okay? Always from inside, which is what? The space in between. Okay? We got to get out of those equation line screens because there's nothing out at setting. The only thing that comes out at setting is your thought. And it's your determination of what happens next with that thought. How you determine yourself through abundance is how you get this in all formation location setting. If you get communication line center, is that a 2? Does that look like a 2? Now remember, when I look at things in all set location line centers, how general sees things, sees everything in information. Sees everything information. Okay? Sees everything information. So when you really spin it really fast, it's not a 2, it disappears. All right? That just disappeared really quick. Took me out of equation line screens, right? Now it's gone, right? So I'm just showing you how powerful it is. The faster you go, the more you understand a force continuum always goes forward. So in position location, you're always going circulation, rotation, right? Circulation, rotation, circulation, rotation. Now, when you go faster, you're turning yourself in track location into higher levels of division, okay? Which is all calculated and modified in track locations. The track position location is all level settings. This high center communications, right? Directing lines of communication to the panels. Calculation modify high centers of track communication to track communications and all the division. Center position calculation high centers get you in all track communications. Okay, modification centers and traction. Getting in line centers, high travels. Okay, circulation, rotation, 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 which is an atom. Okay, so you have to see north, east, north, west, north, south, north, east, north, south, northwest. So you got to see the northern hemisphere, western hemisphere, eastern hemisphere, and southern hemisphere all set location, all the way around. In your positions of yin and yang, yin and yang, yin and yang, yin and yang. Okay? So everything is the process of yin and yang, and that comes back in set locations of 1969. Yin and yang. Okay? There's a reason it sets position. 9 is your body of consciousness, and 1 is your generation of day, month, and year. Okay? All right, so I showed you so many different ways to get abundance, and all set location line setting is really understand how to use it for formation. Now, how to get it through equation, right? Get into your visions, right? Get into your frame. This is you. Okay, that's you, right? So it doesn't matter if you're higher self, it doesn't matter if you're avatar, it doesn't matter if you're a sin, because it's the same thing. So the higher self and the avatar is all together in positions of a figure 8. Okay? Higher self, the avatar, and sin, that's what they do, right? So at rooters and routers, line communication setting, in position of process, in position of center, in position of magnetic highway formation setting. Sets position location, your DNA track location. Whoa, look at that. Look how powerful that is. So in position location line settings, you're working with all communications all at once. You're scanning your setting, line condition, higher self, and your avatar, and your sim. Okay? All levels through pi, which is position of a solar sail and track location. There's the sail. Woohoo! See? Sets position location. Oh, there's the moon. Hey, there's the moon. Right? Wait a minute. Whoa, there's the sun. Whoa, look at that. Sun and the moon together. All through dimensional and solar sail, right? So if you understand that, in position of sequence, now this is where it gets interesting through GOD. Get in position of 1, right? Sets position. Oh, whoa, what's going on? What is that? Whoa, what's happened here? Whoa, there's the moon. Hey, whoa, there's the moon and the sun. So the automatic line screen in set positions operation is visionary cortex lines of its thoughts is creating dimensional sail of the solar sail set locations. That's how you get abundance. You have to learn how to travel through a 1 through a sail. Whoa. So water. Whoa, look at that. It's floating on water. So getting that, this is so simple. Trying to get you guys to understand all graphing, calculation, stream location, high settings. It's all direct same location or panels, right? But you have to understand everything line communication. So let's get a 3, right? Okay, so where's the dimensional sail? Where's the dimensional sail? Okay, where? Here. Always a grounds, always a powers, and always has a magnetic highway of information in center communication. Okay, so dimensional sail in a 3, right? Fibonacci, full cycle communications, but to get into the port of communication line settings, you need another 3, right? So center position locations, add another 3. See? 3, 3. See it? 3, 3. You got it? So sets position, opens up its portal. Whoa, look at this. Look at this open up into all levels, in track location, all levels of operational line setting, a continuous force, all line rotation, and all track locations. Center of operation, double helix. Okay? So now you understand the importance to get abundance. You have to understand how to create dimensional sails through your letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols. Now, shapes are interesting. Let's get into square. Okay, where's the sail? Where's the sail through a square? If I had a 4-point system and traction lines, and then any 3-line communication, right? Whoa, there's the sail. Woohoo! Right? Here's the water. Okay? Now, understanding that is your connection to your what? Your throat. Whoa! Tunnel communication to travel line settings, high position all levels. Ooh, look at that, right? Sets communication, sun and the moon comes in track lines, high position to its program set location your system. So in that calculation line interference, you can change the dimensional sail. See, you guys have to understand how the sun, you see the moon and see the sun in all track locations. Every time you look in the atmosphere, it's changing its dimensional solar sails of letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols. Okay? Hoo-ah. All right, so in provision cycles, it's really understand how to see position your track lines. This is the only way you're going to get anything communication of abundance over pi. Now, over pi is a charge mechanism. Sets lines at a default back in its original imprint of its own design set locations. So you can have a dimensional sail going this way, or you can have a dimensional sail going this way, right? But you're always having your crop circle and set design. So in position, you're always working with the moon and you're always working with the sun. Always working with the moon, you're always working with the sun. The sun and the moon are never separated because they're always in process in all position locations of yin and yang. Okay? Woo! You having fun yet? Showing you exactly how you get your abundance. Now you got to create the numbers and locations of a dimensional sail. Right? Understand how to use your foundation graph lines and all set locations, right? So let's go 1, let's go 2, let's go 3, let's go 4, right? So let's start with the 1, right? There's the dimensional sail. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Set positions. But where's the sun? Where's the sun? Remember the time zone set location line screens and high position of its operation line system and all calculation line center. It's all direct location system and track lines. There's always a process of all communication of yin and yang. Always. There's always a 6 and there's always a 9. Okay? In the process of its dimensional solar sail. They're never, ever, ever separated. And that's where it comes back in set location of 1969, a process of calculations. Right? So 6 is the moon, and set position line calculation setting is all levels of the sun position operation. Put a position line calculation setting, you got a dimensional sail track location. Okay? So now you understand the process, how yin and yang is the process of you through abundance. So that's where you come into multiplications or anything to the setting. So let's get into 2, right? Where's the dimensional sail? Track location. There it is. There's the center, right? Here's the water, right? So you have to really understand how this all works in set locations, guys. All right? But to protect your image, you got to bring the sun and the moon of its outer space to its inner space alignment in set locations of operation. Okay, so it can travel smoothly in across signals in set position of operation. Mega multi-pass. Okay, how does everybody feel about that? It's exciting, isn't it? Showing you all communications, how to get your abundance, so all the dimensional solar sails of your letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols. All through formation, right? It's exciting, isn't it? Sets position of 14, right? Sets locations, 14, right? Does that look like 14? Does that look like 14 with the triangulation? Right? Do you see it as a 14? No. What's added to that? Equation is what? 3, right? 1, 2, 3, right? Okay. But see, the thing is, I see it as 14. You see it as something else. See? You have to change the frame. So you're never, ever, ever in position locations and making mistakes. Only decisions and choices that you make. You don't make mistakes. Nature doesn't make mistakes. You don't make mistakes. Okay? So we all have to understand that evolvement on a set location line system. It's all levels of travel, a mechanism, high setting, right? Travel communications, high calculation setting, high direct line condition of solar sail, sets position of ground lines, operation server location setting a crop circle, setting track lines of the sun and moon, protect the image, and all calculations setting all levels of formation. Okay? It's exactly what it is, right? But then when it's protected, the image is protected through its thought line because you understand the space in between and set position as operation, right? You can travel a mechanism high setting and take it out of these equation into the center of its communication. Okay, to another dimension of space, to another parallel, to another dimensional door, to another universe, to another galaxy. Bazinga. Okay? So I'm showing you on all formations how to get abundance, but you've got to add the equation of formula through the letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols through a sail, or it won't travel. You can't travel through that until you understand this. Okay? And once you understand that, it travels out of its equation. It comes back in division of outer space in set position. Okay? Because the thing is, if you do this and you set equation lines of 1, right? What's the indication? You see the 1 as a sail. If you don't see the indication, intelligence comes in and takes your frame, right? And takes you back to their system location. Okay? So you have to understand how important that is. Try to understand how to use that image. Special locations, all lines of a 4. Where's the dimensional sail? Okay? You can get really fancy. Doesn't matter. So it's a sail. So now the 4 can travel in 4 set locations. Right? Sun and the moon protects the image that you created in all formation. So nothing can come in and take away your information. That's draining your energy. Okay? So that's the positional locations that you have to come in line setting. Now, when you come into reflection, it's very powerful. You come in as 7 line signals. 3 track line communication centers of 3-point systems. Right? You see it as a 7. I see it as a triangulation of 3-point systems of clockings. 024, 1044, and 2 million set locations of 44 set locations in travel. But it always has a dimensional sail. Always has a dimensional sail. Always has a grounds. Always has a power. Always has a magnetic highway information sending of data communication and process communication. Okay? Always, 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 always. Okay? So now you understand how to get abundance. Okay? How does that everybody feel now? It's that position, it's operation. So use your intention, connect with the lines of 1, see it as 1, but have the intention that you create it through a dimensional sail. The positions of 1 will travel out in this equation. The sun and the moon will come back in position, location, of formation and protected systems of set location. Okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay? Because once you form lines in the sun and the moon and protect your system, the sun has a reflector and the moon has a motion line screen. So setting position of track line is protecting your system location of your image that you created through your thought position locations of patterns of observation. Mechanism high position of cell modification. Okay? So once you get that, it travels. See? See how it travels? Whoa! So what's that? 3 of abundance. Because it's traveling in 3 lines of communications to different universe line settings on multiple levels all at once. All at once. Okay? Now you understand how to get abundance? To create the dimensional and solar sail to your letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols. Okay? That's it. All right. See that solar flare? That's it. You didn't see that. I did. So it was for me, not for you. Now, if you saw it, you're in that frequency. If you didn't see it, don't worry about it. Okay? All lines of energy is position line calculation, sending how to use it through its frequency of its harmonics. Harmonics is communication. Communication is number 1, or the positions of 1 will not travel through its energy, through its vibration, through its frequency, or its harmonics. Harmonics, harmonious position locations, the heart in between, the heart of the reactor of unification, all levels of operation. Okay? Questions on Zoom? Adios.